Volume 1, Book 4, number 233. Narrated by Aisha. I used to wash the semen off the clothes of the Prophet, and even then I used to notice one or more spots on them. Volume 1, Book 4, number 234. Narrated by Abu Kilaba. Anas said, some people of Ukl or Uraina tribe came to Medina and its climate did not suit them. So the Prophet ordered them to go to the herd of milch camels and to drink their milk and urine as a medicine. So they went as directed, and after they became healthy, they killed the shepherd of the Prophet and drove away all the camels. The news reached the Prophet early in the morning, and he sent men in their pursuit, and they were captured and brought at noon. He then ordered to cut their hands and feet, and it was done. And their eyes were branded with heated pieces of iron. They were put in al-hara, and when they asked for water, no water was given to them. Abu Kilaba said, those people committed theft and murder, became infidels after embracing Islam, and fought against Allah and His Apostle. Volume 1, Book 4, number 235. Narrated by Anas. Prior to the construction of the mosque, the Prophet offered the prayers at sheepfolds. Volume 1, Book 4, number 236. Narrated by Maimuna. Allah's Apostle was asked regarding ghee, cooking butter, in which a mouse had fallen. He said, take out the mouse and throw away the ghee around it and use the rest. Volume 1, Book 4, number 237. Narrated by Maimuna. The Prophet was asked regarding ghee in which a mouse had fallen. He said, take out the mouse and throw away the ghee around it, and use the rest. Volume 1, Book 4, number 238. Narrated by Abu Huraira. The Prophet said, a wound which a Muslim receives in Allah's cause will appear on the day of resurrection as it was at the time of infliction. Blood will be flowing from the wound, and its color will be that of the blood, but will smell like musk. Volume 1, Book 4, number 239. Narrated by Abu Huraira. Allah's Apostle said, we, Muslims, are the last people to come in the world, but will be the foremost on the day of resurrection. The same narrator told that the Prophet had said, you should not pass urine in stagnant water which is not flowing, then you may need to wash in it. Volume 1, Book 4, number 240. Narrated by Abdullah. While Allah's Apostle was prostrating, as stated below. Volume 1, Book 4, number 241. Narrated by Abdullah bin Mas'ud. Once the Prophet was offering prayers at the Kaaba. Abu Jahl was sitting with some of his companions. One of them said to the others, who amongst you will bring the abdominal contents, intestines, etc., of a camel of Bani so and so, and put it on the back of Muhammad when he prostrates? The most unfortunate of them got up and brought it. He waited till the Prophet prostrated and then placed it on his back between his shoulders. I was watching but could not do anything. I wish I had some people with me to hold out against them. They started laughing and falling on one another. Allah's Apostle was in prostration, and he did not lift his head up till Fatima, Prophet's daughter, came and threw that camel's abdominal contents away from his back. He raised his head and said thrice, O Allah, punish Quraysh. So it was hard for Abu Jahl and his companions when the Prophet invoked Allah against them, as they had a conviction that the prayers and invocations were accepted in this city, Mecca. The Prophet said, O Allah, punish Abu Jahl, Utbah bin Rabi'ah, Shaybah bin Rabi'ah, Al-Walid bin Utbah, Umayyah bin Khalaf, and Uqbah bin al-Mu'at, and he mentioned the seventh, whose name I cannot recall. By Allah, in whose hands my life is, I saw the dead bodies of those persons who were counted by Allah's Apostle in the Kalab, one of the wells of Badr. Volume 1, Book 4, number 242. Narrated by Anas, the Prophet once spat in his clothes. Volume 1, Book 4, number 243. Narrated by Aisha, the Prophet said, all drinks that produce intoxication are haram, forbidden to drink. Volume 1, Book 4, number 244. Narrated by Abu Hazim, Sa'al bin Sa'd as-Sa'idi, was asked by the people, with what was the wound of the Prophet treated? Sa'al replied, none remains among the people living who knows that better than I used to bring water in his shield and Fatima used to wash the blood off his face. Then straw mat was burnt and the wound was filled with it. Volume 1, Book 4, number 245. Narrated by Abu Burda, my father said, I came to the Prophet and saw him carrying a siwak in his hand and cleansing his teeth, saying, you, as if he was retching while the siwak was in his mouth. Volume 1, Book 4, number 246. Narrated by Hudhaifa, whenever the Prophet got up at night, he used to clean his mouth with siwak. Volume 1, Book 4, number 247. Narrated by Al-Bara bin Azib, the Prophet said to me, whenever you go to bed perform ablution like that for the prayer, lie on your right side and say, Allahumma aslam tu waji alayka, wa fawadu amri alayka, wa aljadu zari alayka rakbatan wa rabatan alayka. La malja, wa la manja minka illa alayka. Allahumma amantu bikitabika el ladi anzalta wa bina bika el ladi arsalta, O Allah. I surrender to you and entrust all my affairs to you and depend upon you for your blessings both with hope and fear of you. There is no fleeing from you, and there is no place of protection and safety except with you, O Allah. I believe in your book, the Quran, which you have revealed, and in your Prophet, Muhammad, whom you have sent. Then if you die on that very night, you will die with faith, i.e. or the religion of Islam. Let the aforesaid words be your last utterance, before sleep. I repeated it before the Prophet, and when I reached, Allahumma amantu bikitabika el ladi anzalta, O Allah, I believe in your book which you have revealed. I said, wa rasulika, and your apostle. The Prophet said, no, but say, wa nabiyika el ladi arsalta, your prophet whom you have sent, instead.